Hey everyone, it's Brenda with Stampin' Up, and I'm here with another video for you. I've got another Christmas card that we're going to make together, and it is really pretty. I think you're really going to like it. It's a little detailed, but very nice. And I am using the Winter Scenes stamp set. This is an online exclusive that came out in September. And we're going to be using these three stamps right here. And I have to say that this design is not my idea. I would never really have thought to put these designs together, but another demonstrator on one of my demonstrator groups on Facebook had posted a card that she made, and it was stunning. I thought it was such a great idea. And she did not link her card to a blog or any other website, so I'm not sure that she has any blog, but if I find one, I will link it below, but I don't think she has one. Anyway, so that's where I got the idea, was from one of my Stampin' Up demonstrator groups. And let me just show you the card we're making. This is the card, and I think it really turned out nice. I added some stickles there so that the snow is glistening. And we basically are putting all three of these stamps together to make one scene. And I really just think it turned out so pretty. All right. And hers was these two stamps, but then she put this one here with the snowman on the other side. But this to me looks like a park. So I didn't think that it went as well as the mountains do. Okay. So this is what we're making. And she also had used the branching out dies. So she cut hers out different. And I don't recall what she had in the background. She didn't have the glimmer paper or anything like that. But anyway, so this is what we're making. We need winter scenes, textured notes dies, and the season greetings. We do have a season's greetings. I wanted something kind of small, so I actually am using In the Pines, which is a retired stamp set. I don't have when it came out, but this one right here. And then on the inside is Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes, and that comes from the new Jolly Delivery stamp set, which is in the mini catalog, okay? So that's what we're using. And let me show you what we need for paper products to get started. All right, so we need real red. This is 5.5 by 8.5 as usual. We've got white glimmer paper. Now this is the one that I have gotten off Amazon. You can use any white glitter paper that you have. If you still have the Stampin' Up glimmer paper, they used to have white. You can use that or whatever you've got in your stash. You could even make it a different color if you wanted to, but I think it goes well with the stickles. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And let's see, we need 2 pieces of basic white. All right, one is to build our scene on and to cut out. That I just used a 1/4 of a sheet, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then on the inside here, because we've got it layered, is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. And then we need Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP. And we need 2 pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4. And that's it. All right, we're going to use our Momento Tuxedo Black ink. And I've got a lot of markers that we are going to be using today, okay, to color our scene in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the scene. And we need our bigger piece of basic white. Let me put all these aside. All right, so I'm going to take my little mat here. I don't think we don't need a mat because we've got the cling sets, okay? Don't forget also that Stampin' Up is no longer going to be using or making the rubber stamps. So this cling set will not be carried over. So if you like this and you want it, you want to be sure that you get it while it's still available. It is an online exclusive, so it could retire whenever they want to, but it should be around through Christmas, I would think. But it will not be carried over because it's a cling stamp set, okay? So just keep that in mind if you like this stamp set. So we're using this one here with the little stream. We're using the one with the mountain. And we're using the one with the little cabin, okay? So I'm going to take my Momento Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to ink this one with the stream up first. Try to make sure I'm on camera here. And we're going to place this on the right side. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to take the one with the cabin, and I'm going to try to overlap just a little bit. Now this one, you can see, I got it close, but it's just a little bit overlapped on this rock formation or whatever that is right there, okay? If you don't get it close enough, it's okay, because you can fill it in a little bit. So I'm just going to try to overlap it a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take our mountain one, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to just overlap it just a tiny little bit, okay? Just be sure that you know where your cut lines are, and that if your sticker is on pretty accurately, it should be easy to do. Okay, so there we go. Oh, this just actually turned out better than my other ones. I like it. Okay, so that's like perfectly aligned right there. This one, you can see there's just a little tiny bit of a gap there, but this just overlapped just enough that this mountain comes down. So that's just good. This is the only thing right here, and I did not connect that, but you can connect that. So just take like a small Sharpie marker, and I have this one here that's it's got two different sizes, and you can just kind of just do that. And then it just connects, and you don't even see. You can even do that with the mountain, and it doesn't even look like it's not supposed to be that way, okay? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to color all these in. And this does take a little bit of time. I'm not sure how well I can do on camera because I have to get very close. So let me show you the colors that I'm using today. Okay, so I've got Pool Party Light and Dark, Shaded Spruce Dark, Balmy Blue Dark, Cajun Craze Light, Real Red Dark, Pecan Pie Light and Dark, and then I'm using 3 different shades of gray, a light, medium, and a darker, and then of course I used my little thing here. This is a detail pen, but you can use just a regular little fine tip Sharpie will work as well, okay? All right, so the first thing I did when I colored these in was the trees, okay? So I'm going to take the shaded spruce, and over the top of this, you just want to be very, very light-handed. Don't color it in, but just kind of blob it and just add some color to these trees, okay? So that's the first thing. And I'm going to try to do this. Now, my shaded spruce is sticking. It did come off that way, so that's good. I got to take my glasses off so I can get close here. I don't know, maybe that might not be a very good idea. Maybe I can do this. I just started daubing on the color over the black. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take my glasses off and try to get close. I hope I hope my head ain't in the way. And just kind of daub it on, very light-handed, because you don't want a bunch of streak marks, okay? I did that the first time I tried this and it didn't look very good. So I'm just adding a tiny little bit of color. And we just want it where the branches are so that all the rest of this is snow. These I just kind of went down just a tiny little bit. I mean, they probably don't even need any green. Oh, I just messed that up. And just the same thing on all of these. And the ones that don't have the snow caps, like this, doesn't make any sense to me. They designed this with the snow caps on this, but not on this one. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I just went through and just added some green, and the rest will be white. I tried to just put it where the lines were. So it's not quite the same as the other, but it's okay. It works. Okay. And then we got to do these over here the same way. Sometimes I wonder what the design team is thinking when they make these. I don't understand why they weren't consistent. I can see the different stamps, but if it's like this, these two trees are on the same stamp. So I would think that they would have been the same, but they're not. So, okay. So we've got a little bit of color there. Okay, that's probably good enough. Hopefully that's enough green. Okay, now, so we've got the trees done. Let's do the mountain. Okay, so the mountain I've got these that are a different brand. These are Firefly, okay? These were like some of the first alcohol markers I ever bought. So I'm just going to take the medium and the light. And the medium, I just went over these lines, okay? Just to add a little more depth. Okay. And now this one, I didn't think to do it, but this time I'm going to make a little snow cap at the top. Okay, so I'm going to leave this little spot up here white, and the rest of it is getting filled in. And you could probably put a little bit more white on here if you wanted to. And I hope you don't mind me coloring on this one. It drags out a little bit, but I think that because there's so many different things to color that I thought maybe you'd appreciate that. So, oh, and then also with the light, I did these rocks. And the same thing. I mean, they could have snow on them. Some of them do, some of them won't. Some of the snow maybe would have melted, you know? All right, and then I took the pool party. All right, so the light, this pool party is really old, so it's getting kind of dried out, unfortunately. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that next. I'm going to do the Cajun Craze light next. That I just went over these little growths here because that would be kind of like, you know, grass sticking up that is you know, half dead in the winter. So that's what I did for that. Now I'm going to take my pool party light. And like I said, this is kind of drying out a little bit. I'm just going to color these in. This is kind of just to add a little bit of color for snow so that it's not just, you know, completely white. Okay. And just to add a little bit. And I did a little bit down here. All right. Then you can actually add a little bit to the trees as well if you want. Don't have to. And then I stickled mine too, so that makes a difference. Balmy Blue Dark. I took this and marked up these little areas of the water. And then the Pool Party Dark, I filled in the rest of the water. Okay. All right, let's see here. I think that is it other than the cabin. All right, so the cabin, we're going to use the Pecan Pie, dark and light. So the dark, I just went over the little lines here. And this little thing here, and then just a little bit above the windows. And then I filled in the rest with the light. And this one I am going to have to get a little closer so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then the Real Red Dark. All right, this one is old and drying up too. This I'm going to just do the little door here. And I think I missed just a little bit on this cabin right down there. Okay. And then the chimney, I used my medium dark gray just to highlight that there. And then I took the medium one and filled that in. Okay. And you can also take the pool party light and just put a little bit on the roof as well. Okay, there we go. All right, then you don't have to add the stickles, but I think it adds a lot to the card. All right, so before I do the stickles, what we want to do is we want to take the textured notes dies, and I think it is the second to the largest right here. And we want to cut this out, and the scene is a little bit big. So just, oh, you know what we need to do before we do that? I almost forgot. Okay, I need a piece. I'm just going to bring a piece of scrap paper in, and I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue blending brush, and I'm going to just, I'm not even going to add ink. I think there's enough in it to just kind of blend in a little bit at the top for the sky. As you can see, it's really, really light, okay? It's not very dark at all, just to add just a tiny little bit of color, okay? All right, now we're gonna cut it. Okay, now I'm gonna line this up, and you can put it wherever you want. I tend to put this up a little higher, so I'm probably gonna put it all the way up to the top, and about like that. All right, and I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape to hold that down. I'm gonna run this through. Okay, so there we go. All right, now that we have this cut out, we can stamp our season's greetings. I'm going to do that before we do the stickles. I'm going to use Real Red. And I'm just going to put that right up here. There we go. All right, now the stickles. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product, and I cannot link this with my Amazon affiliate because it is a Ranger item, and we are not allowed to be associates for them. So, but you can get it off Amazon and some of the craft stores. If you're lucky to have a local scrapbook shop, they probably sell it. I don't think that Hobby Lobby or Michael's sell it anymore. Michael's might sell like a 3-pack or something, but you can get this singly on Amazon and probably scrapbook.com and places like that. Do your search, see where you can find it the cheapest. All right, so I'm going to just color, I'm going to just put in a little bit of stickles. this little snow cap. All right, and then I'm going to go along the edges. And let's just see what we did here. I did along the edges, along the bottom, and then just around the edges and over all of the white of the trees. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's going to be pretty no matter where you put the stickles. No one's going to notice if it's not exactly perfect. Okay. You do want to do partly, on top before you do the bottoms. You don't get your hand in it because it does take a while to dry. So just want to be careful about that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put that here. And after this dries, if you don't think that you added enough, you missed a spot, you can always go back and add more later. I mean, it really is easy to use, and there we go. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, now I actually have one done and dried so that we can proceed with our card. Okay, so here we go. Here's the one that I did earlier, which is dry. So I'm going to put this one aside so that we don't bump it and mess up the stickles before it dries. And here we have this. Okay, on the inside, let's take our other piece of white. I probably should have stamped this at the same time. But as you can see, I just put my little cabin stamp on the inside, and I did not do the others. So I just did this one, and I did color it in again. So just put that in there, and we just color it the same way as we did on the front, but I didn't do any stickles on the inside. But I do have mine colored so that we don't have to do that again. Okay. All right, so now we are ready to assemble. Let's get ready to assemble. We have this. We have our glitter paper, and I did cut out the center so that we can conserve our glitter paper. Okay, so this will be good for another project. And we have our Elegant Pines DSP. You can do the same thing with your DSP if you want to. I typically don't unless I really, really want to conserve it. So anyway, this is going to be on there like that. And this is going to go on here. And we're going to put that on our base. Okay. And then this is going to go on here, and that's going to go on the inside. Now, I think I made this too big. This was supposed to be smaller than that. So let's see what I did here. I must have cut it. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3.5 by 5. Oh, I did 3 3/4 by 5. Wait a minute. No, that's not right either. 5. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so this is supposed to be 3 3/4 by 5. All right, what did I do? You know what? I must have made this must not be the right measurement. I made it smaller than that. Okay, yeah. All right, 3.5 by 4 3/4. And yeah, I wrote it down wrong on my thing. Okay, so this has got to be 3.5. Sorry about that. Oh gosh, I just did that wrong. Oh Lord, have mercy. All right, well, I just screwed that up. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's see here. We can make it just a little bit smaller then. All right, so I did that. So let's just do that. Even smaller, no problem. That's a good save. All right. Anyway, so that is supposed to be, oh, I don't have that. Basic white was supposed to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay. I know that doesn't help you now, but all of my dimensions are always down in the description. All right. So anyway, this is just going to have a bigger frame around it, which is totally fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue for this because it is cardstock. And then I'm going to use my tear and tape. All right. And I guess I could have paused you, but I didn't. I'll pause you for the next one, okay? So we don't have to, you don't have to sit here watching me do this. All right, so this is going to go on the inside. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my Merry Christmas greetings here. Wait a minute. Okay. Almost forgot it. Merry Christmas and happy wishes. There we go. Now we'll put it on the inside. Put that right there. All right. All right, now for the outside, I'm going to do the same thing, but this I am going to put tear and tape because see how this is curving? It's crooked. I mean, not crooked. It's kind of rolling up a little bit because of the stickles. So that's why I'm going to use tear and tape on that, and we're going to put that on here, and then tear and tape on this as well. All right, so I'm going to apply all my tear and tape except for the glimmer paper, and I'll be right back. Okay. I've got my tear and tape on. See how flat this has gotten? It just kind of flattens out that curling that was happening because of the stickles, okay? So anytime your paper gets wet, it tends to curl or warp. And so that's why another reason I like the tear and tape, because it helps keep that flat. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put that on here. And yeah, I guess that's right. For some reason, it's not looking right to me, but that's okay. All right, we're going to put that right there. All right, and then this is going to go on here. I'm going to need my, I'll take my silicone craft sheet. And I know this doesn't look the greatest. I need to clean it. But all this dries on. It might not look great, but it works really well. You don't have to worry about getting glue on your paper and having it stick to things. And, you know, especially with this, there's tear and tape comes around these edges, and then this would stick to the paper, and then that would be a mess. So when we put our silicone craft sheet, we don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. There we go. And now I'm going to put tear and tape on this one. And I will just do it real quick because it's only one piece, and then we assemble and that's it. It's actually a fairly easy, quick card, even though there's a lot of coloring. But the coloring is such a small detail. It's not very time consuming. Okay, so there we go, and that just goes right on our card front. We want to make sure we've got the right side up and not the back. And let's take this out of there so we can see our red just a tiny bit around the edges. There we go. And I think I had that just a little crooked down there. That's okay. That isn't that cute? I really like it. All right, so that is it. That is my card for the day. I hope you like this. Like I said, if I find that the demonstrator that I got this idea from is on the internet with a blog or a YouTube channel, I will put the link down below. But normally when people are on that group, they usually will post their links if they have one. So I kind of assume she doesn't, but I will look. And that's it for today. I hope you like this. Like I said, it's a lot of fun, and I think it turns out really nice. So that's it for today. Have a great day, and God bless. Bye-bye.